So firstly, delighted to have you. I would have liked the entire classroom filled and more, but I know many of our alums are all over the world, all over the country, so it's good to have you here. Whoever could make it, absolutely grateful. This was an idea where I said you have to come back to campus, no more Bombay Gymkhana. We're going to have all our alumni meets here because you have so many memories here. You know, power has shifted essentially across your organizations. You work for some of the best organizations in the world. And COVID has changed all of this, right? From organizations to people. Now you become the biggest asset, not the organization. You in your respective positions is what driving organization. It's also become very clear that profit focus is no longer going to be, and organizations which are solely driven by profit are not going to last. And therefore, it's about mutual prosperity, bringing along the community, and I'm sure you've heard of the triple bottom line. So that's where we are going with the entire world. And because of COVID, again, these are three big factors. It's from me to we, right? Now organizations realize the value of their employees and not just, it's become slave drivers. So I think that's some of the big changes. The future of work trends. So this is a report which came out a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sure each of you in your respective organizations are expecting, so it's all about reinvention, right? Every organization is trying to figure out how can we reinvent ourselves. There's a scarcity of resources, so even you've become a very, very valuable resource, and therefore this big resignation, which I'm sure you've heard of in the industry, is happening. People are valuing their time in their organizations. There's vitality, which is another very important thing that HR managers are focused on to reduce the burnout ratios. Inclusive society, I'm sure you've heard of DEI. Anybody knows what's DEI? Diversity, equity, inclusion, right? That's going to be the hallmark. Then we're talking of sustainability, which I'm sure you are not alien to because you're in this campus, but many organizations are waking up to this aspect that businesses models will have to change if they're not sustainable. And customers are going to reject products if are not from sustainable organizations. Make business personal. How can I make an impact on that business? So individuality has become more and more important, and organizations are going to respect you for that. And finally, accountable, right? We got to deliver, and I heard that from all of you, so I was very, very happy. Just going to leave this out there. I'm sure many of you are here, and actually I should be learning from you, but I thought just to reflect, because you're in a business school, you should know what are the skills of the future that you will be needed. So I'm not going to go through that. Now, starting with this, I'm going to start by thanking many, many of our alumni who are online, who are here with us today. They've done an incredible chance of giving back to their alma mater. So we've had many of you, I know, I'm sure I'll forget names, but I know Ashwin, Shalaka, so many of you have come in for our induction programs to bring the students in. You guys have made that contribution, which we are very, very grateful. Then we have this concept called fire chat. So let's say a company is coming to campus and you're working in that company. You know the inside of that company. You know everything that happens in that company, the industry, the sector. You're working in it. You know better than you. We, in fact, are a little ancient from the corporate world. So we get you guys to come and talk to our juniors, and then obviously they are super equipped. If Sonia has to talk about digital marketing or Shalaka, I mean, nobody better will be able to get them those, the capabilities, the knowledge. So you guys have given us a great help there. We've been doing boot camps. So before the company comes into our campus, we've had our alums come and say, okay, guys, this is how we're going to prepare you. So that's what, and this is what I learned from another great school. I mean, there are other schools as well, but ISB does this unbelievable. Why is ISB today one of the best business schools in India and in the top 30 in the world? Because their alums run the entire school. It's not the students, it's the alums. They are involved in everything. So they do these boot camps. This year we started what is called the Board of Studies, which is essentially prior to the academic year, we get industry to tell us whether our curriculum is relevant and ready for the industry. So Dr. Jha, who's our Director Academics, brought this concept of getting the alums to come in into a board of studies. So it'll be great if you can volunteer your time. It's an hour in a year, right? Where you, in a particular, if you're marketing or your finance, you'll say this latest. I was talking to one of you guys earlier, and the amazing stuff which was told to me about where finance has gone to, right? What is happening? So if you can be there, then our curriculums can be relevant. We also had, it's missing here, but we also had, three of our alums part of our convocation. So this is the first time in the history of UBS. In the convocation, the alums were coming and presenting, so which is great, and I'd love to have you. Yes, here, he was there. Then community learning sessions we are having where alums are supporting us, and management development programs where alums are not only getting us, but supporting us. And the final thing is CMAPS, which is a phenomenal experiential learning tool. It's a credit course called Collaborative Multidisciplinary Approach Towards Problem Solving. So in this, in term 2, you remember your terms, you had 3 terms. So in term 2, 1 month, and term 3, 1 month, students go actually out, no classrooms. So it's obviously not mandatory, but we had more than 70% of our students, they go out there, ask a company for a problem, and then a group of 5 in a multidisciplinary environment go and actually solve the problem. So you're working there. And those who don't have to do 2 courses in this classroom. So either you sit in the classroom or do it, or you're actually solving a business problem in the industry. And it's very different from the internship. Because the internships, some internships are great, some internships are faltu. Right? You're made to do kachara work. So this is where you have to have a business problem. The company gives us a business problem. We sit down, we say, we will come up with a solution. And so imagine by the end of, you've done, let's say if I was a marketing guy, I got a business problem from Hindustan Unilever, which I've worked on. So that is 1 month I worked in Hindustan Unilever. Then I have a problem which is there. And managers all over the world are paid to solve problems. You all are paid only because you solve problems on a daily basis. And you have 10 problems. You normally, any time I was a manager, practicing manager, at every point of time I had 30 problems. So I could manage to deal with 20, but 10 were never, I didn't have a bandwidth, so chalo agle quarter dekhte, agle saal dekhte. Those 10 problems, you need to come and tell us, and we'll put in resources which will solve. It's a completely pro bono. Nothing is expected except for learning for those students. So they get to actually face a problem. Then they do another problem solving in term 3. So that's 2 industry engagements, and then they go for their internships. So that really equips them, and we are very excited with the results of that. So again, a sincere request to each one of you, if you have a problem you cannot solve, just throw it over to the CR team and through an alumni perspective and say, I've got an opportunity, I want to enter a new market. I want to enter a new market, I don't know kya hai, right? We'll make the project report for you, we'll give it to you, and we'll say, I have a operations issue, I can't fix. So we had companies like Larsen and Toubro saying, my Chennai market is not performing. So 6 of our students went there to investigate, gave a report. We had ACC come and tell us, my trucks, I'm losing crores of rupees in my trucks delivery schedule because we give them cement bags, but they don't reach the final warehouse in time, and there's a lot of fuel consumption. Our students found out a solution saying, actually en route from the manufacturing center factory to the distributor, they were palming off bags at the retailers. And the cost of that was being borne by the company. So we advised ACC that you need to have IoT chips, which needs to be put in each truck, so that if the weight goes below a particular level, you will have that problem solved. And that saved, that one solution, which our students did, saved ACC 15 crores. Right? Not a small number. So that's what I'm talking of. Business problems which you need to solve, our students will be delighted to help. And please teach this as free teaching labor, right? You're teaching them to become better managers. Special recognition to some of our alums, I thought I'll make this, who've really got us into some, like business analytics is another area we are making a big foray into. And so Sarthak Khandelwal got us into American Express, opened the doors for American Express for getting our students placed in business analytics. Sorry, it's Sarthak Goswami. Sarthak, don't kill me. It's Sarthak Goswami. I'm just going by the slide I got. Then Partha Paul also got us into, the banking world. He opened the doors where we were struggling. We had Sarang get us empaneled into Tech Mahindra. Now Tech Mahindra will come and they're saying we hire 20, 30 every year. We had Sumit get us into NutriTap. And Pushkar out here, I saw him somewhere, he got us internships, right? He got our students, he came and recruited from us. So, and he's giving PPOs as well. So really, really would be delighted, with folded arms. I can't while I'm doing this. Many, many, many. Prepare, yes, absolutely. In preparation, I've said these are people who've brought us new companies, opened up your companies to say, you know what, we can hire. Big round of applause. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't say how grateful we are. The other big thing, which I don't know if everybody knows this, is this concept we've come out with. Now, we have someone who's from 2012 batch, right? We have someone who's from 2021 batch. Will they ever know each other? Unlikely. Unlikely. 2012 batch, you normally know your batchmates very well, right? So we tend to network in our batch. But now the marketing guy in a particular batch and the finance guy in the same batch, there's not too much common on a regular basis. I'm dealing with banking, that guy is dealing with. So dosti hai, but value from a real perspective is not there, right? Because I'm dealing with a difficult issue, you're dealing with a difficult issue, but it's not similar. We are not in same industry. So what we have proposed, and we've started off, and I want to energize this, is a concept that we have cross-vertical, right? Across batches, we have all the bankers in a WhatsApp group. Now, one guy is from JP Morgan, one guy is from Stanchart, one guy is from Citibank, one guy is from he might be across 5 batches or 10 batches, but they're talking the same language, right? The bankers talk the same language, and therefore they can network amongst each other. They can, so you might be saying, yeah, I'm looking for a credit guy, right? When you all are in leadership positions today, I'm looking for a credit guy. There's a guy who could be a credit guy 4 batches down, but you're going out into the industry looking for a credit guy, or vice versa, right? So you have all the bankers, you have all the digital marketeers, you have all the, FMCG guys, right? So the guys with levers, the Maricos, the Niveas, they all have the same industry. There's this data analytics change, there's the supply chain guys, they're facing the same issue. So I'll tell you one of the biggest things I have learned of is, so I am part of this, some of you might know, I'm part of this group of 10 CEOs. They are different industries, but they're all CEOs. So they all have issues which are, related to what CEOs have. And so I learned 10 things out of them, because I'm not 10, 100 things out of them. I meet them once a month, every month for 3 hours, lock myself up with these 10 other CEOs. I hear their issues, they hear my issues, and we help each other, right? So that's what, and literally so many solutions come out because we all have the similar, requirements. So I'm saying we should keep these vertical groups done. So if all of you aren't part of a vertical group, you need to go to, Inderpal sir and ask him, I'd love to be part of a group, right? Which is there. And that's a group which has nothing to do with UBS. It's just you guys in your own vertical, share best practices, share ideas, share jobs, share knowledge, collaborate on industry solutions, and discuss industry specific issues. So you will say, if I'm a levers guy, and I know what the Marico guy is doing to solve that trucking problem, I will say, hey, you know what? We can possibly do that, right? So you have an in-house group of experts who are across industries. So that's something I really want to push. We are, how many of the people have joined this group right now? No, as of now? 300-400 of our alums are in this. So I would request you guys saying, what are the groups? Can I join it? Because I think it'll be hugely valuable for you. We have an alumni association as well, which got coined in 2019, and then we had COVID, so it couldn't be too active. But this is going to be on steroids, and we're going to have a fund which is going to be created, and the subsequent batches to become part of the alumni network will be actually paying. So we are hoping to raise in the next 2 to 3 years a 10 lakh corpus, which will be the Alumni Association. So I would like you to come on board, be, if you're interested, be part of the alumni board and revitalize it and do stuff, because this is your board, right? This is not, we are not even involved. It's a quasi-regulatory body. You will have your own bank account and you can do what you want with it for the betterment of the community. We have Alma Shines. How many of you are on Alma Shines? Is everybody, can I have a raise of hands? How many of you are on Alma Shines? Oh God, horror, right? So there's only maybe 10 out of 100 here. So you can see 2013, very few. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, we already have around 1,400 people on the Alma Shines, but many of you are not there. So this is one platform where we communicate regularly with you. So please just join in. There's nothing. You just have to click a button, nothing else. You just have to click a button and you're part of the community, so you'll know what's happening. And we'd like to, because we have more than 2,000 alums, right? So we want to generate the power of that, and that will be your community which you can go on. We've already started alumni chapters. We had a meeting in Bangalore and one in Delhi in the last 1 month. So we really want to energize this community. So, you'll hear, and if you have any other chapters you think where there are lots of people, please tell us. We'd love to create a chapter there so that there's a local body of help. Very quickly on some of the academic achievements which weren't mentioned, we are accredited by National Board of Accreditation and Association of Indian Universities. We are massive on ESG. You heard it. We have our ESG report, which if you'd like to see, it's on the website. It is world class. I have had universities from all over the world, compliment us for our thing. We were one of the first business schools in India to publish it. You are also aware of SDGs, I hope. Sustainable Development Goals, UN. If you like, you can go to our website, click on this button. You will actually see across all the SDGs what we are doing from an institutional practice, research, teaching, dialogue basis. So it's very, very attractive. So please have a look at this. If we have time, I might show it to you. We are also been rated by Positive Impact Rating, which is a United Nations body. This is under what we are signatories of PRME, Principles of Responsible Management Education. So the PIR rating basically looks at all the business schools in the world. And we are part of only 5 business schools who have made it to the PIR rating. And the other 3 names I can just tell you is SPJMR, XLRI, Goa Institute of Management, and we, and one more school. So 5 schools in India across the world have made it to PIR. And we are in the 2nd rank, which means we are called a transforming school, which is very, very difficult, transforming school to get to this. So this is our impact on the environment has been recognized all over the world. The corporate relations team is massively changed from the days you were here. We now have some heavy weights in this space. We have Professor Raj Barai, who manages MDPs. So if your HR department, there's Professor Raj Barai there. If your companies require training, he just concluded a massive deal with Mahindra's, where he trained 900 managers throughout COVID and generated nearly 30 lakhs of revenue for the school, right? And being a not-for-profit, we then put it back in the education. So if you're looking for MDPs, that's the man. We have Puneet Rathi, who's from SP Jain. He's a senior of mine in SP Jain, 4 years senior to me, and he's director consulting. So he's doing it with massive companies. Amul, Mondelez. So we are getting consulting assignments for some of the dream companies. Sundar Natraj is SIMSR, Sydenham Institute. He's running our executive MBA program. Then we have Dr. Chima, who's done his executive programs at IIM Ahmedabad. He's running our industry research. We have placements, you all know Suman, and skill development and alumni, you all today know Professor Inderpal Singh, who's again from industry, rockstar. So you can see, you never saw these kind of things with us, so we're really massively focusing on industry connect. But I felt that we can't take anything, but we'd like to give to the people building the institution. So we have offloaded 15% of our equity to our leaders, which some of them are in this room. So we are very proud that we are breaking the norms. This stuff only happens, ESOPs and all this stuff only happens in the corporate world. We as a not-for-profit university or business school have done this, so very proud of that. So that's all I came to talk to you together. Let's build a world-class institution, but I need you guys. I really need you because you are the future, we are the past. So you can make this institute better.